Hello and welcome. My name's Dominic Frisby, and today I wanted to look at some basic truths about global migration levels, immigration, where it's going. Now, there are some 8.2 billion people in the world, more than ever before. And whether it's people displaced by war, famine, lack of water, or the really big one, people seeking a better life with more opportunity, more of us are on the move than ever before. Here are some stats. 4.6 billion live on less than $10 a day, more than half the world's population, less than $10 a day. 7 billion live on less than $40 a day, 7 billion. And while the number of people in extreme poverty, that's below $2.15 a day, it's fallen by a lot in South Asia, East Asia and the Pacific, it is actually rising in Sub-Saharan Africa. Now, I was quite interested to know what the global population by ethnicity is, and search engines do not make this easy to find out. But broadly speaking, it looks something like this. And obviously there are lots of mixed race people. It's just broad numbers. Asian, which would be Chinese, Japanese, Korean, etc., 2.5 billion, about 30%. Indian, which would be India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, that's about 2.2 billion. So 26, 27%, something like that. Black African would be 1.4 billion, 19%. White European, 750 million, 10%. Middle Eastern, so Arab, Persian, Kurd, Turk, 500 million, 7%. And then you've got Amerindian, indigenous North and South Americans, less than 1%, and Pacific Islanders, absolutely tiny. Now, this is rapidly changing with Asian growth, but the majority of the world's wealth still lies in the predominantly white, for the time being, countries of Western Europe and North America. And there are a gazillion different reasons put forward as to why this might be, and these differ according to your worldview. They range from slavery to IQ to systems of rule. Regardless of what the reason is, Western Europe and North America have become the prime destinations for migrants. That is where the money is. And language is a huge and overlooked factor too. Most people around the world speak some English. If the migrant, say, speaks German, they might prefer Germany, but English is more widespread. And that means greater numbers will favour the Anglo-Saxon nations: Britain, United States, Canada, Australia, Ireland. Now, the population of Western Europe is less than 200 million, 265 million if you include the UK. The population of the United States is 345 million. Against a global population 8 billion, we are tiny in the global context. And the difference in the weight of numbers is just staggering. How about this for a stat? More people are born in Nigeria each year than in all of Europe. So next, we have to look at modern transportation. And because of planes, trains, automobiles, not to mention boats, fossil fuels and engines basically, people are able to travel further and faster than ever before. Forget around the world in 80 days, itself a miracle in 1872 when the Jules Verne story was published. Now it's almost possible, not quite, to get around the world in 24 hours. Meanwhile, the days of the medieval serf who was tied to the land and not allowed to travel, they are gone for the most part. And 3, we have modern media. Media and communication are more advanced than ever, and whether it's TV, film, but most crucially, social media, the whole world is able to see how the other half lives. Last year, 2023, there were 6.8 billion smartphone users worldwide. That represents 85% of the global population. And this has increased awareness of better lives to be had, and it has stoked desire. Modern communication has also enabled travellers to share information about how to move in the best possible way. So you have more people than ever, better transport than ever, more awareness than ever, and more desire than ever. And that is why the mass movement of people is now at levels never before seen in history. And that is also why it is only going to increase. And this is a point that nobody in a position of influence in the media or politics seems to be making. Global migration levels are not going down. They are only going one way, and that is up. So instead of brushing the issue under the carpet and calling people racist, immigration is a conversation we need to be having. What is the plan in the face of migration levels that are inevitably going to increase? Do we want more people, fewer people, more of certain types of people? What is the optimum number of people? Who are the optimum people? People with certain qualifications? People from certain cultures, Judeo-Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu? People of certain ethnicities? Must they pass wealth tests, skills tests, IQs tests, values tests? What? And how can this all be agreed? By referendum? By poll? How do we all agree it? And then, once it is agreed, how do we enforce it? We're not even going to agree it, let alone enforce it. So it's not going to be agreed. We're not even going to properly talk about it, let alone do anything. At least not until it's too late, if it isn't already. Instead, we will see the further South Africanization of everything, and yet more internal division while these issues of immigration continue unaddressed. If you are young, even if you're old, I wouldn't hang about. There is a whole world out there. Go and be a migrant yourself is my advice. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. Please follow me, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Until next time, goodbye.